Opowiadam o świecie na pełny etat. Z tego żyję. Twoje wsparcie to motor napędowy do tworzenia nowych i lepszych odcinków.
Zobaczcie, to jest miejscówka, gdzie teraz śpię. Taki dorm. 10 osób tutaj jest. A teraz idę pogadać z takim ziomeczkiem, którego tu poznałem. Pakistańczykiem. Dobra. Chodzimy. Patrzcie. Kumpel tutaj sobie siedzi. Hello brother. My name is Thomas.
Hi, my name is Adnan.
Jestem teraz na Ukrainie i ktoś by powiedział: ej Tomek, rób materiały o Ukrainie. Ale prawda jest taka, że jak podróżuje człowiek po całym świecie, spotyka różnych ludzi i spotkałem tutaj Pakistańczyka, który mieszka w Kanadzie, który wyszedł za Pakistankę i Irankę. Byli razem 20 parę lat. O tym wszystkim on opowie. No i miał takie perypetie w życiu, że jak posłuchałem go wczoraj wieczorem, myślę sobie, przecież będąc na Ukrainie nie można się zamykać tylko i wyłącznie na Ukraińców i ich historię. To jest po prostu, wiecie, zrządzenie losu, że nasze drogi się przecięły z tym ziomeczkiem, więc czuję, że po prostu jego historia jest na tyle pokręcona, inspirująca, dająca do myślenia, że chciałbym wam po prostu go przedstawić. Nie będzie to jakiś super wywiad, w którym będą przebitki, nieprzebitki. To po prostu będzie rozmowa. Rozmowa w jednym miejscu. Będę go podpytywać, on będzie opowiadać o swoim życiu. Mam nadzieję, że was zainteresuje i wysłuchacie go do końca. I tyle w temacie. Ja się zbieram i zaraz ziomek się też zbiera i idziemy miejscówkę znaleźć, gdzie będziemy mogli porozmawiać sobie. Adam, you love travel.
Yeah, I love travel, sir.
So
I've been almost like more than 70 countries, right? Before and right now I'm Canadian citizen, but even though when I had a Pakistani passport, I traveled a lot of countries, especially in Europe.
So how many years you stay in Canada already?
I've been in Canada almost like 16 years, right?
16 years.
16 years, 16, right? Before that, I used to live in Hungary, Germany, Belgium,
London.
London, yeah. I used to stay in London, Manchester. Yeah, I've been in Japan for like 6 months and South Korea,
Like
Saudi
travel
Arabia.
or work?
I tried to work there, right? But I was now legally entitled to work there. So then I moved back and I got a Canadian residence permit. So I went to Canada.
Yeah. It was hard to travel with Pakistani passport?
It was very hard, the first initially stage, but after once I got a one visa, and I came back to Hungary, and that gave me a boost. So I always got a visas from any countries.
Okay.
I never refuse it because I always come back.
Okay.
So on time, and that's why they like, you know what I mean?
They check your honest.
Exactly.
Poranna kawka na Ukrainie to jest podstawa każdego obywatela praktycznie tutaj. Bardzo dużo ludzi z rana pije kawkę, no i ja też zamówiłem już 2 cappuccino, żeby pogadać z naszym bohaterem. Zaraz tam lecę. Ciężko było znaleźć miejscówkę, gdzie nie ma muzyki, a wiecie, że muzyka psuje ogólnie odbiór na YouTubie, bo wtedy blokują film. No i taka to jest sytuacja.
When I went in 2000, I believe 5, yeah. I think it's 6, was it? So I was working I work at factory where they make dollars and where they make IDs like a credit card, debit card.
In Canada?
In Canada, yeah. So I found a work after 5 days once I arrived in Canada.
So you directly come from Pakistan or some other country?
I came from England.
England?
Yeah. So I used to live in England, yeah. So after that, after I work around almost 7-8 months, so then I chosen to drive a taxi cab in Toronto. So I drive a back cab for 2 years, and for the 2 years when I drive the cab, so then I was decided to change my professional. So then I changed to become a truck driver. So I went in school. So I got a training for 3 months, and then my brother-in-law helped me to buy a truck. He's very great man, and I never seen this kind of man in the world. So he buy for me a truck. So I own my truck, and then I work as a truck driver. So
Wow.
I've been for trucking is almost like a 12 years now.
It's a lot. In Canada, you make big distance, like
Yeah.
10,000 kilometers
Yes,
something.
yeah. I usually do in a month, in a 4 week. I usually do at least 14,000 mile. So 14,000 mile is almost more than 20,000 kilometer or something like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That you live in Canada, you
Yeah.
have the roots from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And always when I travel in Pakistan, the people, they smoke their cigarette, and when I ask, it's not haram,
Yeah.
they say no, it's not haram.
Yeah, this is not haram what I heard it, right? Because this is not make you buzz, right? Because only haram stuff is alcohol, right? I used to drink alcohol whole my life, but I stopped it like past 2 months ago. But I was not addicted to alcohol. I just only occasionally, like once a month or maybe 3 months after, sometime a year, I don't drink at all, right? But now I was decided 2 months ago that I'm not gonna drink again alcohol ever in my life, right? And I smoke. One time I had quit it for 7 years. So I had one episode. So after that, I start again a year ago, year and a half ago.
Why you come to the Europe? How old are you when you come to the Europe?
I was 16 years old when I came first time in Romania.
But alone or with-
Alone myself.
Really?
I was not have any relative here, any friends, right? But the thing is that we was a wealthy family in Pakistan. Like
Wealthy is like
we had a money there. We have a land, and like my father have a gold business in Saudi Arabia. He spent 45 years. He just came like year ago back to Pakistan. But in my area, everybody went in Europe, right? So when we saw the people share stories that we have a good life there, you can enjoy your life there. So I was decided to move to Europe.
what country it was first?
First country I went in Romania.
Romania.
Yeah, I spent there 6 months there, and then I illegally moved to Hungary. So I spent there 2-3 years.
2-3
So
years.
I speak a little bit Hungarian as well, right? And then I got a paper. I got accepted in Hungary, and then I moved. Then once I got my paperwork, I then move all Europe. Like that was my dream to move or freely move, legally move in Europe, right? So I went like that was my dream to move around the world.
It's like when I speak with young people, you have 16 years old.
Yeah.
You are so young. When I speak with Pakistani people, they so scared to come to the Europe. They scared, So you are brave.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always away from my home because I was studying in Islamabad in hostel, right? And that was a military school. Like we had a training for independently. We do like since I was young. So on that reason, I was like strong mentally and physically. So that's why I came to Europe and to fulfill my dreams, right? To see freely like how you guys go without freely you guys go in all the world. So I was decided to do that, right? So we are all human, so we are all same. The only thing is that I was decided to move around freely, and I fulfill my dreams. I went in Pakistani passport. When I had a Pakistani passport, I moved all Europe.
It was not hard.
It was not hard first, right? But the first visa I got in 20 days, and then then after that I always got a visas. Like I went in Japan in Pakistani passport. I went in South Korea, whole Europe, right? Even though in Pakistani passport I got a UK EE family permit visa from Hungary, right?
Wow, but you know, the people always in Pakistan, they told me our passport is like weak.
Yeah, the thing is that because the European knows that when the young Pakistani come to Europe, they never go back. So that's 100% true. The mostly like they are right on that, right?
Yeah, because in Pakistan it's not many opportunities, I think.
The thing is that like mostly if you see like 50% people came in Europe, they mostly are not poor people who came in Europe, because they spend almost like a $20,000, right? So if they have a $20,000, so it's mean they are not a poor people. They only want to change a life. They want a future for their own family. Like when they got married, the children get. Pakistan is not. It's a safe place, but you need a connection there, right? You have to be a connection there. You have to be like, you know, it's hard. Like for myself, I spent almost like 21 years in Europe. So right now it's for me hard. Like it's very hard to me to live in Pakistan, because we are like here with freedom of speech, freedom of everything here, right? You know, well, whatever I want, I can do here. So I cannot stay in Pakistan for longer. Like I spent last one and a half year in Pakistan, but it was hard. Like
Because-
between that time, I came three or four times in Europe, spend here 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I go back, you know. But it's hard permanently live in Pakistan.
Yeah, you know, I when I speak with you, I think that your mentality is like totally different than Pakistani mentality. It's like when you live in Canada,
Yeah.
a lot of change in your head, because normal. No,
Yes, sure.
Normally people, the Pakistani people, they are so love family. It's like they say, I can't go outside because I don't want to leave my family.
Okay, the thing is this, because how I changed myself, like because since when I was a young, my parents put me in hostel, right? So I always away from them, so that's why I never close to my family too much, right? Because my father was living in Saudi Arabia. He have a very good business, like we have a gold business there. I had spent some time in Saudi Arabia, and I moved from there because like I don't need to move from there, because we have a very good business. Like we make there on that time like $100,000 there, right? But I wanted to have a freedom, you know. Freedom of speech, freedom of moving, like for everything I want a freedom on that time, right? Because I was teen on that time, teenagers, 15, 14, 16 years old on that time. So and one thing more, like when I moved from Pakistan, my father wasn't know that I went in
To the Europe.
So
Wow.
my mother sneaked, and she's the one who give me money to like, and I think like 2 or 3 years my father doesn't speak with me at all. So so after 2 or 3 years after he speak with me, so I sorry to him. I said that I want a life. He say I was need you here to take over a business, right? So I said that like I wish I can, but for the strictness I cannot. So that was I learned from school where I was in hostel. So that's why when I came here in Europe, so I don't feel that much, you know, like scaredness or or like aloneness, you know.
Yeah.
Because I used to that.
So your now connection with relation with your father is good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
he
very good.
understand. He
Yeah.
accept your choice.
Yes.
But
You know, like the one time was that like I think it's 15 years ago. 15 years ago, like our business went down, like from up to down. right? Because some other Saudis guys, they steal my father business and my father become a zero. But for thanks to God, on that time, because we live in very good life in Pakistan. I mean that our home have everything. We was had everything. But unfortunately, on that time, my father lost his business, and we become a zero. Then we have a lands on that time, lands and property, but the financially we have a capital like a zero, right? But on that time, thanks to God, on that time I was established myself, so I take care of my home like how my father did it. So I told my father, I said, look, that's what the God planned, that your business went down and I was stand, so we don't have any problem at home then. So I take care of everybody. So I give him a space for 10 years, right? So I take care of my sibling, my mom, and everyone. So and then I give him a space for 10 years, and after 10 years he also established himself. This was my old passport. It was a valid, I made in 2015, and it was valid till 2025, right? But I've been travel around the world. Look at this. I don't have any empty page in this passport. In Japan, and like I've been in all your like.
No way.
Look at this.
Full, brother.
Yeah. Turkey.
A lot stamps.
So I'm a traveler guy. I love travel.
You are traveler guy
I
with
love
open
travel.
mind.
Yeah, I love travel. Like that was my dream, to be travel around the world, you know. So I've been almost more than I think it's more than 70-80 countries I've been there.
When you're thinking about travel,
Yeah.
when you visit 70 countries, like
Yeah.
maybe more, and when you travel, you think that people around the world, they are racist?
Oh, there are some of them. The thing is that because of the race and because of like, they was not used to be like this. Because of some stories in news and the roaming stories in the news and stuff like that, so they think that everybody is in the same way.
They are bad, yeah?
Yeah, that's the reason. So once they meet with you, once they know you, so the opinion always change, you know. So they think the Pakistani peoples are, everyone is bad, but it's not true that.
It's not true.
It's not
of
true.
course.
You've been in Pakistan, so like we are very hospitality to people, and we are very kind to the people who came in our country, or even though who came in our home, right? Even like we don't like that person, but someone come in your home, so we always take care of that person a lot, same like our family, you know. That's what we learn from our culture, from our parents, grandparents, right? If someone come in your house, even though you don't like that person and you have a problem with that family, but you have to show them that they belong to your family. So that's what we learn it.
Yeah. Can you describe for us what happened in Europe? It's like you come to the Romania, after you go to Hungary, after you go to London.
Yeah, I actually, when I reached Hungary, right, I meet one woman.
In Hungary?
Yeah, in Hungary. Her name, she was white. Her name was like Szilagyi Beatrix, right?
It sounds like Arabic.
No, it's a Szilagyi Beatrix. That's a Hungarian name. Szilagyi is a Hungarian family name. Szilagyi.
So she was Hungary.
Yeah, she was a Hungarian woman, right? I met with her there, and she was also very young on that time when we met. Her mom, she's passed away, but she was the same like my mom. She take care of me like a child, because we both was young, and her mom was very, very kind to me. And she is a greatest woman I ever met in my life. I always prayed for her. She's passed away like I think a year ago, something like that. Excuse me. So we got married, I got married with a Hungarian woman.
How many years ago it was?
It was in 2000, I believe, in 2002. It was in 2002. I married with her.
How old are you?
On that time?
Yeah.
On that time, I think I was 18.
Wow, so young, man.
Yeah, I was 18, and
she also.
Yeah, she was also 18. Yeah. So we was have too much love. But after that, like 3 years after, when I went in England, we was have a little bit, some problems, and then we separated. I have one daughter from her. That's a Hungarian daughter, right? And then before that, when I was studying in Pakistan, I was have my girlfriend. Her name was Amna Ilahi, and she was a mix. Like her mom from Iran and her father from Pakistan. So they actually was very strict family because of the culture wise and because of the religion wise, right? And we was have too much love, and I got lots of beaten by her father, and she's also got a beaten from her father to not meet each other, because our culture is very different, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a lot of tradition.
Yes, traditionally, yeah. So after that, when I went in England, so she got a contact, like she called my mom in Pakistan, and she got my number from there, and then we start talking each other. And after a month, she came from Canada. She came from Canada, and we got married in England, in Manchester. So
it was 2000.
I think is it on 2005?
2005.
Yeah, we got married there, right, in 2005, and we was have too much love since we was young. We know each other for long time. So so we stay there.
So this woman like before,
Yes.
when you stay in Pakistan.
Yes.
Also.
Yes, because where I was studying it in Pakistan in boarding school, so that school owned by her father. So there was a very rich family and very powerful family in Pakistan on that time, right? So we know each other, like we was have too much love, and then we got married, and she sponsored me from Canada, and I moved to Canada.
But it was easy to get married with she, because it's like in Pakistan is a strong tradition. It's like
Yes.
the father, they
Yeah,
need
yeah.
agree, one father, other father.
Yes. Because we was in England, so no one can stop us there, right? So
Yeah.
that's why we got married there, and we was a very happy life.
It was your choice.
It was my choice, yes. My choice, and my mother is very liberal, right? She always support me for everything, and I take care of my mom as well, right? And we married, and I have 2 kids from her. One is Mustafa, my son, he's smaller, and one is a daughter from her. And we spent almost till 2019. No, 2000 till 2020 we was together in
Wow,
Canada.
from 2005 to 2018. 20.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's like 15 years together.
Yeah, and unfortunately we have some problem, like not my side a problem, like she have some problem, and we have divorce now.
So it was like she come and she say, finish?
Yes, she said that I don't want to live with you. She give me a time. She know me very well. So I was very panicked, and I got sick. I got anxiety, I got depression, and I was very sick. I was mentally ill in that time. Once she said to me, I cannot sleep, I cannot eat, I can't do anything in my life on that time, the last year, 2020. It was a terrible year in my life. I'm a very strong guy, but on that time I feel very weak. But thanks to God, like on that time, I decided to not take a sleeping aid pills, and I decided to not drink alcohol on that time, because if I knew that if I use each of things, like either alcohol or the sleeping aid, my life is gonna be end on that time. So I become addicted. So sometimes I don't sleep for 4 days, but I don't use that pills. I was but some of my friends are very helpful for me. I have a very good friend. One of my friend, he's very loyal to me. Very loyal to me.
In Canada.
In Pakistan.
In Pakistan.
You know, the thing is that when I found out that, I beg her, I touch her feet, I cry a lot, I tell my kids also try to help me, that convince the mother, but she's the one she said, whatever I said it, I cannot change my mind. So I think she found someone, or I don't know what happened, but she found someone, because I see her, like she changed, she hiding her mobile and she using other devices. I found some near in my garage that she put the phone, she using a phone, and I was knew that is something happening.
Yeah, but nothing happened, you know. It's like everything happened for something, probably.
Yes. And then, you know, then I was decided to move Pakistan. So I said, if I stay here in Canada, because how can I survive that I staying in one house? We struggle too much, like we struggle together to build a house, and I don't want that I come in that house, front of that house, to pick my kids and then drop them again back in same house, and I can see that other man with her or something like that. Because I and she was work together very hardly. I work very hard for my kids.
So you build the house, yeah?
Yes, we build the house.
Not like you don't take the hypothec credit from the bank.
No, we work very hard for the house. Like I actually bought a house with the bank with the half money, but we paid it. Like in 3 years we paid everything is off, right? We must have very good life. We must have very luxury. I give them a very luxury life to my kids, right? Because I grew up in that environment, so I give them the same to my kids, right? Even though I showed my kids, I take them everywhere in Dubai, Istanbul, Japan, like a whole Europe. I took them, right? And US lots of time. Every year we go somewhere, twice a year sometime, right? So we must have and I and she have too much love, a lot, that if for example, if I'm away from home and she cannot hold me, she cannot call me, she got a crazy. But unfortunately, the last year was 2020 was terrible year for me. So since October 26th, I moved from Canada
to Pakistan. It was good choice.
It was on that time. It was a good choice, because I have nobody in Canada. Like all my relatives live in Pakistan. So I was decided to move back to my mom, and and there I was need help on that time, because I was if I was alone in Canada, I may be now alcoholist or mentally ill. So my friends, one of my friend, my best friend, his name is Muhammad Shehzad. He's my childhood friend, and I'm the one who's first friend in his life. So we have too much love each other, like we are very good friend and very take care of each other, right? So he told me to please come back to Pakistan, please. We all tried to convince her to reunion the family, don't break the family, because my kids, how they grow up in the two cultures, in Pakistan culture and a white culture, because we both are like, my wife, she was like, my ex-wife was very educated, and she worked for the Canadian military, and now she worked for the intelligence, something like that.
So that's what powerful woman.
Yes, she is mentally, physically very strong woman, and she never let me down she was very good woman. I don't think I can meet this kind of woman in my life, right?
So she always push up you, yeah?
Yes.
Push up.
She's the one who stand me. She's the one who stand me. She always give me a boost, you know. Even if I lost something, she said, doesn't matter, like we lost, it's okay. You will make again. I know you can do it. So she always give me a power. And my Hungarian daughter, she's the one who bring my Hungarian daughter from her mom. That her mom, she convinced her that you know, the daughter should stay with his father, with other sibling. So she convinced the Hungarian woman. The Hungarian woman got married with I think for African guy. So she gave in 2000 I believe in 2018 she gave daughter to me. The Hungarian woman give all the custody to me.
And your daughter live
in Canada right now.
in Canada.
And my daughter have a very attachment with my ex-wife, like Amna Faisal, and they are living together. She said, we are separate, but your children's, I love your children's. This doesn't mean that I don't take care of your kids. She said, I have a problem with you, but not with your kids, you know.
Very smart.
So she take care of her, like same her like a daughter, you know. She gave her love, and you know, like when we was 10 years ago, she always come in Hungary and bring my other kids to her, and they was together. So they was and they talk each other like my own, like my daughters and daughter and son, you know. And she's very kind. Like her name is Amina Faisal, my daughter from Hungary. So they are living in Canada right now. So, but I have a restrictions order that I cannot meet with my children. The judge told me that why you giving a permission that you can fight for that. This is the judge who told me this. But I said, if they don't want me to meet, I can't force them. You know, if somebody don't want me to meet, that even though if I can win the case, I know I can win the case, but this doesn't mean like, you know, you don't feel that good. If the person don't want to meet you, you can't force them, you know. So I want they can realize by themselves, right? So because I was very good with my kids, like very good with I was very good with my kids. So I give them every single thing in my life. Like they was have a very good life, you know, like whatever they say to me, I never say no to them, you know. But they are very good kids too. They studying is very well, and her mom and I know that the kids are gonna be something, because Amna Faisal, my ex-wife, she is a very good woman. She's a very good wife. She was a very good wife, very good daughter, and very good sister, and very good mom. And I know we are separate, but I always respect her for whatever she did for me in my life. But the only whatever she did at the end, that was not good. That was not expecting from her, because I was never expecting in my life she can leave me like this, because she cannot even stay without me even one day. Like I don't know what happened. Whenever we was fighting, you know, she's the one who always says sorry to me. And when I feel that she's angry, I also say to her sorry and this and that. But this 2022 in pandemic, COVID-19 is ruined my life. Now I'm going to start again my life, and because I know that my work is good, so I can make a good money there. As a truck driver, you have a more opportunity in Canada. You can build yourself very quick. Like I mean, if you as a driver work just as a company driver, you can make around $9,000, $10,000 a month at least, right? And that can give you a boost. A year or 2 years you can buy your own truck, and then after 2-3 years you can buy a home from the bank. And then
But Adam, what happened with children? It's like what situation now? You can see the children.
Yeah.
You will fight about it, or you will?
No, I will not fight about it. The thing is this, like, I'm the person, I feel very bad inside, that who don't want to see the children. Everyone want to see their own children. but she brainwashed them, you know. She brainwashed them a lot, because I know she have a new boy, right? And she also cannot take her home, because if she bring it home, my children will come to me, you know. So she brainwash a lot them. She don't want me to come nearby home. Then, you know, she don't want, because she know that if he know that the other guy, right, he can tell to the children, and children, maybe she can lose the children, because my children are bigger, you know. So that's why she wanted a restraining order. I cannot be around 500 meter from my children and stuff like that. But but I say to them, I told the judge, okay, I don't have any problem, that I can give a permission that you can order it. But I got a letter from the judge that she cannot grant it order yet. And the 3rd of February 2022, she will be writing an order which will be good for the children, right? She said, I'm not agree with, she was not agree with me that I am the one who giving a permission to not meet with their own children. But I don't want any problem, because I know if I, like, right now I don't have too much money, because I was out of work for a year and a half. Excuse me. I don't have that much money right now, but I can't fight right now, and I don't want to bring my ex-wife to the court and, you know, lie about, you know, the lawyers are always lying a lot, right? Lawyers say this and that, right? So I don't want my children to bring in a court and saying, I don't want that. It's better they can live with one person. My mentality is that the children is always destroyed when sometimes they live with the father, sometimes they live with the mother, because the both don't wanna. They was like, the children always got spoiled when the mother and the father, the family separate, because that mother also want the children staying with the mother, and the father always wanted to the children staying with them. So because the children are the little, so they always want advantage, that they want to do naughty things, because they know that her mother, if we are not getting this thing, he can say to the mother, no, we want to stay with father. So the children always get spoiled because of when the family are separated. So let's see what happened. And I believe my children are bigger, and my daughters are very intelligent, right? Very, very organized girls, and independent girl like me, and they are very strong like me. You know. So let's see. Now I'm going to start my new life.
So on the new chapter, what we can wish you?
You know, wish me a healthy life and be happy. You know, I can find someone good, you know. I don't think I can get it like her, but maybe, you never know. The God always had a plan for you guys, right? So he always had a best plan, you know. So let's see for the new life. I know it's gonna be hard for me for a little while, but I will manage it, you know.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you very much.
It was a really beautiful story.
Thank you.
And you're a really good person.
Whenever you come in Canada, just...
We're waiting for you in Poland, bro.
Sure, I will.
Thank you so much.
Odprawiłem już Adama na taksówkę, w sensie poczekałem z Adamem na taksówkę i Adam pojechał na swoją miejscówkę, której teraz będzie nocował. Nocowaliśmy razem w tym samym hostelu, tam się poznaliśmy i pomyślałem sobie, nie, no ta historia to jest po prostu, wiecie, zbija z nóg i pokazuje troszkę Pakistańczyków którzy mieszkają za granicą z innej perspektywy. To człowiek z takim otwartym umysłem, z taką ciekawością świata i zaciekawił mnie bardzo. Zaciekawiła mnie najbardziej jego taka szczerość w tym, co mówi, w tym jak się z nim rozmawia. My przegadaliśmy kilka dobrych godzin w tym hostelu i naprawdę wymieniliśmy się kontaktami. Mam nadzieję, że przyjedzie do Polski i będę mógł pokazać kawałeczek Polski. I kochani, mam nadzieję, że ten wywiad, pomimo że nie był dynamiczny i że te obrazy się nie zmieniały, tylko był bardziej statyczny, to że wyciągnęliście z tego wywiadu wartość, którą sami zinterpretujecie na własny sposób, bo to nie o to chodzi, żebym ja wam narzucał jakieś rozwiązania bądź życiowe rady. Chodzi o to, żebyście z tych filmów, które oglądacie na Jak to daleko, żebyście w sumie znaleźli swój kierunek w tym wszystkim. No trzeba przyznać, że życie jest zaskakujące, prawda? I nigdy nie wiesz, co będzie za rogiem. Tak jak mój bohater Adam nie wiedział, co się stanie po 15 latach w 2020 roku, kiedy przyszła pandemia, kiedy przyszło takie załamanie jak w jego życiu. Słuchało mi się Adama, wiecie, no człowiek opowiada normalnie jakby się czytało jakąś książkę, powieść i tak mnie serce boli, że tak się u niego stało w życiu. Ale tak jak Adam powiedział, że wszystko dzieje się po coś. No i ja w to wierzę. Wierzę, że każda sytuacja, która nas spotyka i ludzie, których spotykamy na swojej drodze, są po coś. Po to, żeby nas nakierować trochę jak drogowskazy. Wiecie, o co chodzi. I ta rozmowa była, jeśli można powiedzieć, spontaniczna, tak jak autostop. Jak idea autostopu jest spontaniczna, to właśnie ta rozmowa takowa była. Pamiętajcie, jeżeli wam się podobało, zostawcie po sobie ślad, podajcie ten odcinek swoim znajomym, których może zainteresować. Trzymajcie się, kochani.
Żeby nie ominął Cię następny odcinek, zasubskrybuj kanał i włącz powiadomienia. Będzie mi również bardzo miło, jeśli zostawisz pod filmem komentarz z Twoimi spostrzeżeniami. Do usłyszenia, cześć!